Probably one of the biggest intergenerational injustices that mankind has seen. Of us passing on a problem of significant dimensions, if we don't do anything about it, to the next generation. Just like we did with the enormous levels of debt that we have created.
Look, we live in a world with increasing scarcity, right? Scarcity of natural resources, water, land, energy. We talk about scarcity of talent. Look, we look at our portfolio in a number of ways that R&D touches. If we think about the overall mandate of the company, we talk about performance with purpose. Under performance with purpose, obviously we're a business, we have to perform. I think even an academic, they have to perform. But there has to be purpose to that. It's not just what you do, it's how you do it and why you do it. Now under the purpose, we have 3 pillars. Human sustainability, which is the portfolio of products, their composition, and we set the standards and the bars for which products are going to be formulated to. Salt reduction, saturated fat reduction, sugar reduction, safety standards, quality, all of that touches that. Then we have environmental sustainability, which is the footprint our operations leave on the environment where we operate. Everything from water, land, environment, landfill, use of energy, and R&D at PepsiCo touches innovation on all of those pillars. And then I talked about talent sustainability, which is a third. We don't have a pipeline of talent. By the way, talent sustainability isn't just our employees, it's our contractors. It's the farmers who farm the land that give us the produce. So we look at talent sustainability as the community's talent, which is critical to our survival.
We have a mission statement that says to bring innovation and inspiration to every athlete in the world. And there's an asterisk on the word athlete and a footnote that says, if you have a body, you're an athlete. The whole basis of innovation at Nike is the relationship we have with the athlete and the insights we get from that relationship. It's really digging deep, not only in talking to the athletes, but studying the athletes, measuring their activity, and then really just working with the athletes and digging into their personality and understanding kind of what motivates them, what drives them all the time. As a young designer, I was flying to work with a manufacturing partner, and I was sketching on the plane, and somebody asked me, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm a designer. I work with a company called Nike. The response of the person was, what more can you do with shoes that hasn't already been done? And I think about that, and I kind of laugh a bit because today I see more opportunity to innovate than I ever have before. The shoes I'm wearing are knit. They're called fly knit shoes. It's an old craft, knitting, but we've actually modernized it and brought some new technology to it. So now we can completely change how shoes are made and actually raise the level of performance significantly at the same time. So it's a revolution, I think, not only in terms of manufacturing, but in terms of performance design. There's virtually no waste in the upper material. Sustainability in design is an incredibly core and central part to what we do. We have an ethos around sustainability. It's called considered design. So we consider the impact of every decision we make in product design. And not only in design in terms of product, but in the supply chain and everything else that we do, how we run facilities, how we run our business in general.
There's 2 things that is driving the world forward in terms of growth. One is technology conversion, and the other is demographics. So if you think about that from that perspective and the knowledge in West Europe, this is a tremendous opportunity to capitalize on it, both to get a better life, but also to help the rest of the world to move closer to a better planet. And for us at 3M, this is very important as we move ahead in order to make sure that we can contribute to the world's better place to be.
Speaking of the sustainability team, would you raise your hand if you're a member? Okay, right now, every single hand it should be in the air. This is the first test question. We have a really small and mighty sustainability team for a reason, and that is because we want every single person in the company looking for an idea that you can implement, you can do, that'll make a difference across the scale of the company. So when you walk out of here today, think of yourself that way.
Good day, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the last topic about sustainability in SHV and macro. As we all know, sustainability is one of the pillars of SHV and of macro. I'm here, sponsor of sustainability in the region, and I want to talk with you about sustainability, but also about us. Why about us? Because I think sustainability starts only when we, as current leaders, but also as future leaders, take the ownership for this topic. And I want to give you an example. The example is here in Macro Colombia. We started here 3 years ago, and we did not have a very clear idea what it was meaning for our business or what we could do. And it all started with a very small group of dedicated people that wanted to work on the topic and wanted to make Macro Colombia a better place to work, a more profitable place, but also reducing our footprint, for instance, or working on social programs. And if I look back for the last 3 years, I see tremendous results. We have a sustainable store with the LEED certification. We have remodeled the office with a lot of communication, as you can see here. We have our employees cycling to their work on macro bicycles. And this all was made possible because we have a few very committed people. What I want to ask you, as current potential leaders for our company, is to think how you can, in your current position, contribute to this subject. Is to think by yourself, what can I do to make macro and SHV a more sustainable and more innovative company? Because I'm sure that in any and every position that you guys have, you can contribute. Don't wait for Gabriela to come to you. Gabriela is our coordinator for the region with ideas. No, start to think, how can I contribute to sustainability of SHV? And I can promise you, this topic is important and will be more important for SHV. And people that are going to be elected as our future leaders should have and will have a track record in this topic, so it will help you as well. Good luck, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.